Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Yeah, we are live and ready to get this show started here in a few minutes. So I'm going to allow some time for people to join in. But yeah, on today's live, I'm going to be expressing with you guys my experience of my quick return to Boost Mobile and what is going to happen in the future regarding that. Am I going to stay? Am I going to keep it as one of my phone lines in rotation? All that stuff will be mentioned in today's live stream. And then I'm going to react to a vlog that I made that I posted on the Sideload channel. So if you haven't subscribed to that channel, do so. And I'll make sure I'll put the link in the description so you guys can find the channel. But yeah, I'm going to be live reacting to my vlog and just telling you guys what I think about the scenes, the shots that I took. And obviously, is it good enough to vlog? And so that will be the question answered in today's live stream. So yeah, last night was actually, pretty decent. It was a lot of fun, and it was a last minute thing. This wasn't planned. What was it? My sister-in-law and her roommate, they got 4 tickets to see the Suns play the Pistons last night, and one of their friends bailed, and another person couldn't go, so they had 2 extra tickets. They didn't want it to go to waste, so they invited us to go with them, last minute type thing. So I was just like, oh, okay, I'll go check it out. It's been a while since I went out, and just had a little bit of fun with my wife. Usually, sorry, I hit the desk, but usually we are pretty busy. And so it's really hard to just kind of have like a date night type of thing. And so, yeah, we accepted the offer to go. And, it's good for my wife because, she's been very busy with work and everything like that. And now, starting next week, she is going to, she's going to work. And then after that, she's going to night classes. So for Rio Salado College, she's going to night classes, pursuing a degree in what she's always wanted to do. So I'm going to be seeing less of my wife, which sucks, but at the same time too, small sacrifices like that for the bigger benefit of all. Families don't progress unless they keep building upon things, and one of the ways you build yourself in life is by learning. You're never too old to learn, so please take that advice. And yeah, so with that being said, let's just kind of go ahead and get through all the formalities. So hitting the like button, obviously that does help out videos and live streams, so please do that for me. I would really appreciate that. As well as if you just subscribe to this channel, turning on the bell notifications will let you know when a new video is posted and when I go live, so that way you guys don't miss any of those. You guys will always stay caught up to the latest content that I put out there. And yeah, you guys will see here on this little background, right, like on top, if anyone feels like they want to support the channel directly, well, right there is Venmo. That's what I use for donos and everything like that. So yeah, that's my handle on Venmo, and then below are the social platforms I am active on, so you guys can follow me on there if you guys want to outside of YouTube. But yeah, let's kick into a lot of things. So lately there's just been this trend of different ideas, concepts, perspectives, and everything like that. Like I posted a video talking about, what I think a Pixel Mini would be like, and then also, do I think that it's a possibility for the Goog to do it? And I don't think they will do it. I know it's a concept that some people are probably interested in because everybody has they have like a difference in style of like what they want from a smartphone, and there are people out there who would prefer a much smaller smartphone compared to a larger like 6.7-inch display type smartphone. And so I had a lot of fun making that video, and I think I'm going to do more of those, right? And I think someone had pointed out to me that one of the photos was like oddly strange, and yes, I used Gemini to create that image, but the image was actually based upon a Pixel Mini, and then it was supposed to be a normal size Pixel, but I didn't specify what pixel, so it opted for the Pixel 8. And the very large one wasn't a phone. It was a concept idea for what the second generation Pixel Tab would be like, because that is the next video that I'm going to be working on, is talking about a Pixel Tab 2 if they ever were to make one, which likely seems like it won't happen. And you know what, for the most part, I mean, it is what it is, right? I think everyone has an idea of what would be like a very fantastic ecosystem for Pixels. And so a lot of things are just tossed out there. A lot of them pretty much referenced ideas pulled from the likes of Samsung, that has a pretty decent ecosystem, as well as Apple, that also has a very good ecosystem. And so I think, we kind of look at those things and we're like, yeah, we want that for this brand that we like. And I think, that's where a lot of that stuff comes from. But anyway, shout out to everybody who did comment on the Pixel Mini video. I appreciate you guys. I got a couple of more videos that is going to be dropping later on today as well, on here and on the side load. So again, be subscribed to the side load. Okay, so the first thing that I want to get into is my return to Boost Mobile. All right. Boost Mobile has been around for such a long time. It is one of the 4 pillars of the prepaid market in the United States. It's a well-recognized brand that goes way, 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 way back in the day, for, the days of the push-to-talk devices. It was pretty much like a prepaid option, to the Nextel brand, if you guys remember Nextel, which was supposed to make a comeback, but they never came back. So crazy. Absolutely crazy on that. But anyhow, so I've been a customer of Boost Mobile on and off, and in my early days of this channel, I did a lot of unboxings for Boost Mobile. Not that I was sponsored by them or anything like that. I really liked the service back in the day. The service was unlimited talk, unlimited text, unlimited data. Before using Boost Mobile, I was on Virgin Mobile USA, so I used the $25 plan that Virgin Mobile has, which Virgin Mobile is like it is the I would call the originator of the 25 unlimited. The reason why I say that is because back then Virgin Mobile USA had a plan. It was $25 a month to start out with, before they raised it to $35. But originally it was $25. It was 300 talk minutes. It was unlimited text and unlimited data. This was back in the day when 3G was a thing. And the plan was really decent, because not a lot of people back then were doing phone calls, right? This was like the age of messaging and the age of feature phones with QWERTY keyboards that made messaging a lot easier. So people were using a lot of, Facebook Messenger. They were using a lot of just regular text messaging and such. And so the $25 plan really appealed to that. And 300 minutes, for just phone calls, I mean, you really could make that last. That was like making was it like a 10-minute phone call a day? But you know what, there were workarounds to that, using at the time Gtalk, and using a VoIP app to attach with the Gtalk, before Gtalk basically went towards becoming Google Voice. What up, Titus? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Nice for the thumbs up too as well. But anyways, yeah, so after a while, Boost Mobile was just more appealing. It was unlimited everything, and it truly was unlimited everything back then, and was $50 a month. And so I switched over to Boost Mobile and was just using Boost Mobile phones going forward from there, right? With the whole change up of ownership of Boost Mobile, this was like back in the day, when Sprint basically bought it from Peter Adderton. Peter sold it to Sprint. Sprint ran it for a while, and then Sprint went under, and Dish bought it. So been on and off with that company. Just a little history walk right there for everybody. And for the most part, at one point I was even hired by Dish, and was part of the Boost Infinite project. and was just running basically customer service for Boost Infinite before they merged it all together as just one brand name, Boost Mobile. And so my position in the company was a senior level 4 customer service representative. So pretty much free range to do a whole lot of things: work tickets, troubleshooting, activations, port-ins, troubleshooting port-ins, all that stuff. I did it all. And even retention, which was like, really a hard thing to do. But, the potential when Dish basically got Boost Mobile, the potential of it becoming the 4th carrier was something that, even I was starstruck on. I was really hoping for this. I was really like, yes, like we need a 4th carrier, and it would have been a beautiful story to kind of just be able to one day do like an expose on Boost Mobile and talk about how they went from rags to riches type of thing, how they started off as just a prepaid company and, through different chapters in its evolution became the 4th carrier in the United States. But sadly, that story is diminished and destroyed on the backs of a combination of the FCC and Charlie Ergen and just all the decisions that were made with Boost. Because Boost Mobile has and still has potential. I mean, yes, it seems like it's on life support, but it does have potential. So, after being away from them for a little bit of time, for 2026, I wanted to give them another whirl. So I went ahead and took advantage of this promo that you see right here, $10 a month for the first 3 months. And so it's for new accounts. They sign up with Boost Mobile today, and you choose their infinite program, basically their infinite plans, what I call it. And that is just based on unlimited talk and text, and then 30 gigs of premium high-speed data before you are slowed down. They claim that you're slowed down to 3G speeds, but from what I remember, 3G speeds was literally 512 kilobits per second, which is still good enough to like run stuff like YouTube and everything like that, because we were doing that back in the day on 3G. So, but it seems a little bit slower than that at times when you're using it. And, for the most part, most people like that have Wi-Fi at home rarely even go over 30 gigs. And I know that kind of sounds like it, like an excuse to everybody, right? It sounds like an excuse like, oh yeah, don't worry about 30 gigs. But in reality of things, when you look, most people are on Wi-Fi. They would prefer it. If they went to a friend's house, even if they had unlimited data, they just have this habit like, hey man, let me get on your Wi-Fi. They always want to be on Wi-Fi. So, I mean, yeah, let's not get into a whole rant about that. But, I'm just saying for the most part, most people are on Wi-Fi. So, 30 gigs should be doable. So I opted for it. Like I wanted the whole experience and the whole bang, right? Like coming in with fresh eyes, and just kind of like putting out all the previous experiences that I had with Boost Mobile. I think they barely changed. They barely changed that. Barely changed what? Like what aspect? Yeah, so I signed up for service. I opted to go eSIM, and I had put the SIM in my Pixel 10, and I wanted to see how the setup process was for Boost Mobile. And for the most part, it was pretty easy. Obviously, creating the account and getting the account set up, that took like 5 minutes. Once I had my account set up, passwords and everything created and secured, then we went ahead with the activation process, and that took 5 minutes also. Literally just giving the IMEI to my Pixel 10, and then going through the eSIM activation process, which was like pretty easy. Do you think they barely changed that? Probably to everyday consumers who look at the website, you would say that they barely changed that. They were claiming that when I first worked with them a couple of years ago. That's what they were telling all of us agents on the phones that were taking the phone calls from the customers. That's what our lead, like we got weekly news notes that were sent out, so that way care reps were always at least informed I know sometimes it doesn't seem that way because when you call into customer care, they don't know about certain things. And those ones that say like they've never heard of it or I'm not too sure, let me just double check when they say stuff like that, it's because they're going to look at the newsletters that we all get in our emails. There are some people who actually read them. And then there's those that don't read them until a customer asks. But they were claiming that for a while, even though it really wasn't back then. Like people were still like on, with the 256 kilobits per second speeds, which was like, man, that was so sluggish. That was so sluggish and so low. But anyways, yeah. So it's kind of weird because like when I go on my Pixel 10 and I go to add an eSIM, Boost Mobile is one of the recognized vendors that you could just tap on to get that activated. But for the most part, when you plug in your IMEI and then you hit next, and then it tells you you're going to get a notification pop up telling you your eSIM is ready. And as soon as that like popped up on my screen, my phone had that pop up in the notification, so I clicked on it to install the SIM, and then I was good to go, right? The way that the Boost Mobile application works, for the most part, it's pretty decent. I just got service with them too and received a SIM card and actually got the full AT&T service. Yeah, well, I mean, so that's the thing with Boost Mobile that, I do want to clarify when people are just like, oh, this speed seems better. It's going to seem better because you're going to be on AT&T. Like they shut down their native 5G network. Like they were building it here in my city of Phoenix. And it was like when the way they had it built out, there was reception for native Boost Mobile 5G, like Dish 5G service was 3 blocks down the road from me. It was extending its radio waves out this way, where if back then, I was on Boost Mobile with a Rainbow SIM, I would be able to connect to it. Now you won't connect to it. They turned it off. They're selling Spectrum to AT&T and to Starlink. They are looking in partnerships for direct-to-device satellite connection because obviously, that would make sense for Dish because Dish has a constellation of satellites orbiting Earth. So why not? Why not get into direct-to-device connections, which is the future? That is the future of our connections with our smartphones going forward in the future. This is why in the next auction that's coming up, there's talks of Elon actually going to the auctions to buy spectrum that's being auctioned off, right? This is where Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, they basically go and they buy more bandwidth for the spectrum that they have, right? Like band 66, or N77. When you hear all that talk, all that jargon about it, and then that's what's going on. So nowadays, when you sign up with Boost Mobile, you are connecting to the AT&T network. Why are you connecting to the AT&T network when they make mention of like T-Mobile as a connection? They would prefer to put their customers on AT&T because Boost Mobile and T-Mobile are like nearly considered mortal enemies. T-Mobile has done some dirt to Boost. They really have. So yeah, the relationship between Boost Mobile and T-Mobile is not all that great. So when you sign up, you're going to be put onto the AT&T network, which the AT&T network has done and become a lot better. Sure, there's some places where you go to and it's just like, it's not all that great. Normally, when I find those spots, I've noticed too, especially like with the custom ROM that I'm running on my Pixel 9a, when I had the Boost eSIM transferred over to that phone to test it out for a day or two. And I noticed there were certain areas, like on the outskirts of Phoenix, where AT&T's connection is still non-standalone 5G, so basically still using LTE core. But for the most part, in the deeper core metro area of Phoenix and surrounding towns like Tempe, Mesa, Scottsdale, Chandler, most of the 5G that's been upgraded out there for AT&T's now on standalone 5G, right? So no 4G LTE dependence at all whatsoever. And for the most part, the speeds are really decent. They're really good. I mean, I have AT&T Air Home Internet, right? Like I have 2 different fixed wireless access internets here in my house. I have a T-Mobile Home Internet, and then I have the AT&T Air. Both do really good. Like my the AT&T Air is for gaming. My daughter, right now, she's on the PS5. Well, not right now. She's at school right now, but she plays on the PS5. 2 games that she's been playing recently, Dead by Daylight, and then she's been playing. Well, she started playing Silent Hill 2, like the whole revamped version of Silent Hill 2. So she's playing that now. And so yeah, she uses the AT&T Air connection for online gaming and such. So yeah, AT&T service. And Boost Mobile is relying on it. Boost being partnered, which is why like a lot of people believe that Boost Mobile was going to be bought by AT&T just because of the partnership between them. And I don't know, I would be shocked if that ever happens. Like I won't say it will never happen. You just never know. But you can tell that Dish wants out. They knew the future wasn't going to be satellite TV anymore. They knew that it had to be mobile phone service. And while they gave it a crack, they wanted to go in on it, they just didn't stick through, and they had too much debt drowning them in the first place. That's ultimately what led to the failure of all this. So anyways, back to my experience. The setup process was fine. It was stellar. I have no complaints there. And the overall design of the app, the Boost Mobile app, the user interface and everything on the Android side and even on the iPhone side, because right now currently my Boost eSIM is in my iPhone. And I'm keeping it there for right now. And I think my daughter wants to take over it. So once I'm done testing it out and everything, I'm just going to give it to her. So you guys already got pretty much what the future is of this phone line that I got. It's going to end up going to her. The downside to it is that it's still plagued with small issues within their app. And this is something that I don't understand, why their software engineers can't fix this one little aspect of it. It's not a major big deal where I would say don't sign up for Boost Mobile service because, you know, this thing has been an issue for many years and it eventually fixes itself. But right now, I can't tell how much data I used on Boost Mobile. Like when I go into the app and you go into your particular phone line and you look down, you scroll down a little bit and you see like you have this little gauge that tells you how much data you use. And then it also like reads it out in a number form. And mine still says 0 out of 30 and it still shows no progress. And I know that has to be, you know, like super baloney right there because I've been using the data. I've done a couple of speed tests and like, you know, the speed tests are decent. So, and I know it used a good chunk amount. So it can't be that I used 0 data. I just can't. So they need to get that fixed. Is AT&T Air the same like the T-Mobile Wi-Fi? Yeah, it's not their fiber version, right? So there's no fiber cable connected to the back of it or anything like that. It literally is just a gateway, you know, stand. Just looks almost similar to the T-Mobile one, but it's taller, and it has an AT&T SIM card inside of it, and yeah, it's got 2 Ethernet ports in the back of it. Yeah, it looks cool as hell. So it's the same. It's using their 5G network. So if you sign up for the AT&T Air Home Internet, then you're connected to the fixed wireless access 5G. But if you have AT&T Fiber, that's totally different. Yeah, mine keeps resetting before the date. Yeah, it's something that I just don't understand. Like, do they have lazy software engineers or what? I mean, they can't get that fixed. By now, they should have had that working flawless. They've had years to develop it. They had years to get it fixed. I mean, this was a problem that I had in the very beginning. Like, when I was part of Boost Infinite in its beta days, right? Where, you know, you got a little bit more perks than what you have right now. Right now, if you want those same perks and you sign up for a $25 plan, you have to buy those as add-ons. Back then, if you were on the beta, they were part of the $25 plan. So anyone that has the original $25 plan that was in the days of the beta for Boost Infinite, you are lucky, and don't lose that plan because you could never get it back. There's no way for them to. I mean, people will argue with them all the time. I'll tell you right now, there's no way for them, because when they go to your phone line on the computer, when you pull up your account, they go to your phone line, that plan is nowhere for them to find. And there's no way they can make it happen. They can't force it. They can't have the back office do it, because everything about the SKU is gone. It is deleted off record. The only way that they know that you're on that old beta plan is because it'll say it when they pull your account up, but it'll say it won't let anyone select it as a plan to migrate over to. So this, I'm putting it out there so people can just stop yelling at the customer service reps and saying that, you just don't want to give me the plan, you're crooks, you're thieves. Like, people take their frustrations out on customer care reps. And sometimes they don't understand that the certain things that they're requesting is beyond the scope of what the care reps can do. See, they probably don't want to limit y'all's usage anymore. They're always going to have that, because there's a 3-tier setup with Boost Mobile, right? The $25, the $50, and the $60 plan. Also on my tablet line, it says they're giving me 80 gigs. Originally, they said it extra for the holidays. Nice. I'm glad that they've stepped it up and brought things like a tablet plan. I really am. There's potential with Boost Mobile. Like, I know there's a massive group of people that hate Boost Mobile and whatnot, and they're like, oh, Boost sucks and blah 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 blah. Like, I mean, that's perspectives, that I would say. That's perspectives when it comes down to it. Their plan offerings aren't too bad. I mean, there is this, the Unlimited Plus would probably be the worst plan that they're putting out. This would be the plan that I would tell somebody, like, it's not worth getting unless you're a person that's sticking with Boost Mobile for the long run and you really, really want this right here. If you really want, this $300 device savings. If you want that because you're going to stay with Boost Mobile and you're going to be upgrading every year, then okay, fine, $50. Like 40 gigs of premium data, you're good. But if you're looking at this Unlimited Plus plan because you want, 40 gigs instead of 30 gigs, there's no point to this. Just get the $25 plan. Yes, it's only 30 gigs of data, but there's an add-on for $10 that gives you 10 extra gigabytes of data. So that will essentially move this up to 40 gigs. So you'll be paying for unlimited talk and text and 40 gigs of premium data for $35 a month, which is $15 cheaper than paying $50 a month. I'm just saying. So yeah. And then they got their top tier plan, which is $60. I think if Boost Mobile was to ever become lucrative, right? If they were ever to dig themselves out of the hole that they're in right now, they definitely could boost these two plans. They definitely could. Right now, they call themselves a hybrid MVNO. Let's just cut the shit. They're MVNO, right? They don't use their own network anymore. It's gone. And they're selling the spectrum that they own to AT&T and to Starlink. So yeah, they're now a mobile virtual network operator. They depend on AT&T's network, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying it in such a malicious way to say that they're terrible. They're not, But again, AT&T is not going to let Boost Mobile beat them in their own game. They're not. So if AT&T has like something that they can consider to be a very superior plan, I'm sure that the negotiations between them and Boost Mobile, they will allow more high-speed data on their network. And if that happens, then Boost should really go $60 fully unlimited, $50, 100 gigs, and then boost up the $25 plan from 30 to 50. And that would be a killer deal. That would be extremely, extremely well. I mean, you look at Mobile X. Mobile X is testing the whole $25, 50 gigs. They're testing it. It's a test. Everything that Peter Adderton does with Mobile X, these promotions that they give, while it's also to make customers happy, he's also testing. He's also testing the market, testing things. seeing where, what he can give to customers, as well as keeping Verizon off his back. So that's the reality of all of it. But anyways, these are the 3 plans that you can sign up with when you go into Boost Mobile. Let me get to this question here. You think Dish will just end up selling Boost? I think that's on the table when it comes down to it. I think they're waiting to see what happens with direct to device. That is the main thing, because if direct to device really kicks off here in the next couple of years, I don't see Dish selling Boost Mobile, because again, satellite TV is not a thing anymore. Most people use on-demand viewing, on-demand television, right? They use things like Tubi TV and HBO Max and Netflix and Disney, Hulu. Like, more people are subscribed to those things. They want video on demand. They want to watch a movie on demand. They don't want to wait for it to come on. Like, no one wants to check a TV guide and be like, yo, Greenland is coming on at 7 p.m. We got to make sure we get popcorn and soda so we can sit home and watch a movie. Like, nobody's doing that. Everyone's just like, yo, you want to watch that movie tonight? Yeah, let's watch that movie, man. What time you want me to come over? 8 o'clock. I'm going to put it on at 8. They want on demand. And Dish knows this. And I know this because I heard all the internal jargon from them, which, this is not proprietary information that's detrimental to them. So I can say it out loud and clear to everybody. They know that. There's a reason why they got Sling TV. That's the reason why that they bought Sling TV and that became a part of it. But even then, people weren't biting. This is why they stepped into the telco industry. This is absolutely why that when Boost Mobile was up in the air, who's going to grab them? They went for it. They went for it because they were like, yeah, that's going to be our choice. Not only are we going to have people sign up for Sling TV and watch viewing stuff on Sling, but now we're also going to sell them the data for them to do it on a smartphone. And so they went in and they got Boost Mobile. And you could tell they really didn't know what to do with it. And then they tried. I give it to them, but they also failed. They call themselves a hybrid because they still have their own 5G cloud core. Yeah, I mean, how long is that going to be? How long is that going to be, really? But yeah, there's potential there with Boost. And to all the naysayers out there, the Boost detractors, I don't see Boost going anywhere anytime soon. Like, what I mean by that is that I don't see them like completely just shutting down and becoming like Virgin Mobile USA. Virgin Mobile USA is gone. Richard Branson is no longer in the telco industry. He's now all focused on, his what is it? It's like a plane. It's a plane shuttle that can actually exit the atmosphere into space for a brief, small moment, trying to make it to where, traveling by airplane on Virgin Airlines would be, quicker. I just don't know. I don't know. It would be exhilarating to get on that plane and be able to exit into the, I don't want to say it's completely out into space where this vehicle goes. It's not the stratosphere that it goes into. It goes further beyond that, but I don't know. Does Boost Mobile say anything about late payments, prepaid? You're the one that keeps asking the question about Boost Mobile policy. I believe so, because you've commented on multiple videos of mine asking me the same question. So let me break this down for you, so that way you understand. Okay, first off, when Boost Mobile types up policy and puts it up on the website for anyone to see, it's going to that's locked in. They can't just change up what they think or how they feel on that day. So here, I'll break it down for you. Let's quickly find the device unlock policy for Boost. There you go. Let's pull that up. At the game last night, at the Phoenix Suns game, I did not take the Boost line with me. I took only my main phone, which was a Pixel 10, and this one's running US Mobile Dark Star, and it's running T-Mobile Go 5G. So it has those dual lines. Okay. So why am I getting so many notifications? Okay, so devices on postpaid. Okay, if you purchase a postpaid device from us, we'll unlock it after you complete any financing plan. If you purchase a postpaid device from us and pay for it in full, your phone will be eligible to be unlocked right away. In either case, we'll automatically unlock your device remotely within 2 business days after your postpaid device becomes eligible for unlocking, without additional fees. However, if you meet the requirements and it's not technically possible to unlock your postpaid device remotely, we will instead immediately notify you that your postpaid device is eligible to be unlocked, which means that you would have to go to a different source to get it unlocked. They can't do it remotely, so you would actually have to go to them to get it done. Now that's postpaid. Prepaid side, totally different. See, by Boost Mobile Blake, he said it was 9 months. It's confusing. So here's the thing. Listen, I'm about to explain it. What's on here, what I'm showing and reading to you right now, this is it. I don't give a shit what Boost Blake says or what Tom, Dick, and Harry says. This is what they're going to go by. Every time that you call in and say you want your device unlocked, this is what they pull up in KB. So KB is called knowledge base. This is where reps get all their information from. So devices on prepaid. For current and former in good standings and individual owners of eligible prepaid devices on prepaid Boost plans, we will unlock your prepaid device 1 year after initial activation, after a reasonable time, and after you have met all payments or usage requirements. We will automatically unlock such prepaid devices remotely within 2 business days of a prepaid device becoming eligible for unlocking. However, if you meet the requirements and it's not technically possible to unlock your prepaid device remotely, we will instead immediately notify you that your prepaid device is eligible to be unlocked. With respect to prepaid devices, reasonable time and payment usage requirements means no prepaid device balance. If you have financed your prepaid device, the prepaid device balance must be paid off in full before it's eligible for unlocking. Account must be active. If your account is in suspended status 1 year post initial activation, your prepaid device will not be eligible for unlocking until it is out of the suspended status. Which basically, in layman's term, if you did 12 months of Boost Mobile service, and then the 13th month, say you didn't pay the bill because you thought your phone was unlocked, and so the account went suspended. And then you realize, oh, the phone is not unlocked. I can't use another carrier SIM. So you contact Boost and you're like, hey, it's been 12 months that I've used the phone on your service and I want it unlocked. They won't unlock it until you reinstate the account. And here's why. Most people will get pissed off about that, but I'll explain why. The reason why is because on your account, when it's suspended, no rep can do anything to that account. They can't change your address. They can't pull up any necessary details because it's like the account is frozen. All they can do is just look at it. They can see your name, your address, your phone number, and then what phone you had active on there, and when did you get the phone, how long has it been on your line of service. That's all they can do. And so right next to that device, there's a button. There's a button that lets them unlock the phone, which is a request to the back office team to go ahead and do that. That button is great. You can't do anything. You can't do anything with it because the account is suspended. And the only way that account becomes live is if the bill is paid, then the account goes live for the care rep to do anything on it. That's what happens with the line suspension. You know, those times when you try to get something done and they're like, oh, we're going to try our best to help you. And you're on the phone call with them for like 45 minutes. The reason why you are is because they are multitasking. They're talking to you and keeping your ass calm. At the same time, they're chatting with the back office team and trying to get them to do any workarounds because the back office team has more pull on the system than a care rep. And that's the beauty of how it's all set up for them. Because if you're like, well, just let me talk to the back office team, there is no phone number to talk to back office. They can call you but there's no way for you to directly call them. And calling customer care, Care doesn't have a transfer list. On their virtual phone dialer on their computer, there is a list of contacts that they can reach out to. They can either transfer you to them, they can three-way call, or they can call for themselves and keep you on hold on the other line. That's all they can do. And there's nothing in that contact list that goes to back office, because they don't want back office being bugged for every little thing. And so that's how they prevent customer care reps that are considered weak, that can't handle the customer, to prevent them from always relying on back office to take over. They just don't have contact way. So anyways, hashtag ADHD, I just went on a whole rant. Yeah, so you would have to reinstate the suspended account in order to request the device unlock. So you would have to pay. Okay, that's what that means. And then not already unlocked, if your prepaid device is already unlocked because a customer service request, i.e. unlocked for international travel, it will not be automatically unlocked at the 1 year mark. So if you travel outside the US and you get them to unlock it to use international SIMs, because you got that unlock fulfilled, which is I would say it's like a temporary unlock. They won't be able to remotely do it. I don't know why. The system is just weird like that. Okay, so this is their unlock policy, and I'll do you one. I'm gonna post this in the chat, and you can bookmark it. But that is their unlock policy, and that's what they're gonna go by. So anybody that's on social platforms like Reddit, X, Threads, and they have intricate knowledge of Boost Mobile, or they say they work at Boost Mobile, because there's some of them out there who do that. There's like people in the Facebook group that I run that are actual customer care reps for Boost Mobile, and they're in there, and they'll answer your questions too. Now, there have been times where Boost Mobile has been, relaxed on this policy and have done planned migrations earlier than they're supposed to, or have fulfilled unlock requests earlier than what they should have. But it doesn't mean that because they say that they've done it and that it can be done, doesn't mean that it will be done or it will be honored, because it's not in the policy. Anyone that wants to argue with them about it, that says, hey, this guy on Reddit says 9 months, so why are you telling me 12 months? You're lying to me. That guy works for Boost. He said 9 months. If you go to the policy and the policy says 1 year, it's 1 year. You could huff puff and try to blow the house down. The piggies ain't budging. And you can go to the FCC and file a complaint. This is what Boost is going to show when your case is reviewed by the FCC, and then the FCC is going to deny your case because it says right there, 1 year. Just go by 1 year. I always say just go by what it says in black and white in their policy, because that's what they're going to go by in all the legalities of it. I was late by 17 to 18 hours for September. I do not see no notification, so basically it just pauses my thing. By Boost Mobile Blade, he said. Okay, so what do you mean by 17 to 18 hours? What are you talking about? Are you talking about like a late payment? So if you made a late payment, it doesn't reset it back to 0. It does not. Now, so this is where the clock resets on a device. If you have a device, you bought one, you financed it and everything like that, and you use it for like 3 months, and then you're like, oh, Metro's got a better deal, and you jumped over to Metro and you got a new phone with Metro and everything's cool with you with Metro. You've been with Metro for like, let's say 6 months. You try to come back to Boost Mobile, you try to get that phone from Boost Mobile unlocked. The clock is reset then. A 17 to 18 hour late payment, no. That's not going to reset the clock. The clock is still the same. Okay, you're 30 days late in payment, like you went 1 whole month, then that might reset the clock. But 17 to 18 hours is not going to reset the clock for a device unlock. You're still good. Just reach the 1 year. Reach the 1 year mark and you'll be just fine. Okay. If you haven't gotten the device temporarily unlocked for international usage, then they should be able to remotely lock it, because most devices today can be remotely unlocked. So you should be okay. You'll be fine. What I would say is this, rule of thumb, okay? If within the first 5 minutes of the rep that you're talking to, and it sounds like that they are not that confident, it's okay to hang up and call back in. Or if you're chatting with somebody and their responses seem very vague, they don't seem like that they're very confident, it's okay to end the chat conversations and restart one. The reason why is that when it comes to call center work, my years, because I've worked for Verizon, I've worked for Sprint, I've worked for Boost Mobile, I've worked for Mobile X, I've worked for AT&T, and it's always the same thing. The door is forever revolving, because there are people that come in and they are, how do I put it? Because I've trained classes before too, and I've seen them. I'm trying to think of the word that I use to describe them, but they're very timid. They're already scared of customers. Like, that was one of the things in training that I would have to train new care reps on, was just like, hey, you know, like, relax. These people can't reach to the phone to slap you. They may scream at you. They may yell at you. They may curse your whole family with a curse. They may wish that, you know, that your dog was unalived, but relax, you know, keep your composure, because they can't touch you. Yeah, because there's people who get timid by confrontational phone calls, and yeah, so there's also people that are just, you know, not confident in their skills. They don't retain information, they don't remember stuff, they don't read a lot. Like, one of my favorite things to do as a care rep, when I was just a care rep only, if we had downtime, if it was a slow day, if we were like, you know, 20 minutes in between calls, I would just start sifting through all of their training modules and stuff like that, just to keep my mind fresh on all the things that can go wrong, including looking at, you know, the known issues. They would put like a system out wide information ticket that would let all the reps know, like, this was an issue in South Carolina, or this was an issue in, you know, in Georgia or Oklahoma, and we would know what that issue is and everything. Yeah, not every rep is on the same page, unfortunately. You have the ones that really like their job, enjoy what they do, and of course, you know, they're really good at speaking with customers. And then you got those that I call the overachievers. Not only are they good with customers over the phone and talking to them, but they're also like so interested in mobile technology that they just sift through everything that they can find information on. And you got those that don't care, like, you know, like they smoke green before they start their shift, and so they're just so chilled that it's just like, oh, your data's not working, yeah, just, you know, wait a little bit and reboot your phone and put it in airplane mode. Literally, when I was working with Sprint, Sprint was such an interesting job because a lot of people hated them. And so working with Sprint, being a trainer, and then also QA. So that's another thing that I did. I would sit there for hours and listen to various different calls between reps and customers, and I would listen to the rep and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do and following procedure. And I kid you not, there was a guy that everyone knew he got high every day before he started his shift. I don't know what it is, you know, if he had bad nerves or what. So, yeah, one call he was on, I remember it so well because the person was literally ticked off that they couldn't be on the web browser while they were on a phone call. And we knew this. We knew that the type of technology Sprint was using wasn't like GSM. It wouldn't allow you to retain data usage while you were on the call. So yeah, he was on there. He was trying to explain to him. He's all like, oh yeah, you know, that could happen from time to time. I mean, it's happened to me a few times, but you know, I would say this, man. If you you know, just give it Give it like 6 hours, man. I can assure you that it'll function properly. But if it doesn't work in 6 hours, just reset your phone. I knew that customer was going to call back pissed because he didn't clarify a few things even in that statement in itself. And just to let you guys know, the customer actually wiped their entire phone and started off from scratch. And they were pissed because when I had to take over the call, and I had to take over the call. This was like 3 days later. That customer called back in, pissed off, talked to a rep, screamed at the girl, made her cry on the phone. She requested that I take over because I was on the floor with my little walkie-talkie being told who has a supervisor requested call, and I had to take the call. And then I would get on there, and I remembered it so well too because I've seen the dude's notes, the little stoner dude, his notes are in there. And I had to break it to the guy. That's the way that Sprint's network is. It doesn't matter how many times you reset your phone or what you do or what phone you're choosing. You choose iPhone, you choose Android, it doesn't matter. If you're on a phone call, the data is paused because it is using that data for your phone call. This was how Sprint's VoLTE was functioning back then. So yeah, and boy was he pissed off. So always request like a different rep. If you don't feel confident in the rep you're working with, just request another one or hang up and call back in. You know, I know most people don't want to do that because of the long wait time and that god awful hold music. That triggered people. I know that triggered people because God, it still triggers me today. But yeah, if you want help, like real help, someone that's knowledgeable, sometimes you just have to, shuffle the deck and see who you pull. Customer support told me they see March 21st to switch plans. Yeah. So when you finance a device with Boost Mobile, if you go through any of their deals, right, then they literally want you to be on this plan, and it even tells you. Let's see. All these are. Let's click that. Let's go prepaid phone plans. These are prepaid versions. And the top prepaid phones. So like right down here, it tells you like with our Unlimited Plus plan, right? That's for the iPhone 16e. They want you on the Unlimited Premium plan. Let me just pull the iPhone 16e just for reference. I'm really thinking about getting this phone too. Not for Boost Mobile, probably get it unlocked. I got a real good dealer here that posts on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace, and he's got some really good phones that are in good working condition that he sells. Anyways, yeah, this is taking a minute to load. My internet on T-Mobile is acting weird this morning. Free store-to-door service included, so they'll bring it to you. Yeah, so it tells you right here, special deal offer, unlimited, $60 plan required, no credit check. You can get it for $99. Let's show the details. But yeah, it wants you to be on the unlimited premium plan. And that's just the way of it. That's how they get. This is like how they get people to pour more money into the company, so the company's making more money by telling you that you have to be on a specific plan. And I think, for the most part, what is it? One of my friends that works there, they literally said it was like a year. I've seen people talk their way into getting it. What do you call it? Where you could. Where's it at? I'll try to find it for you, so then that way I can show you, because they'll tell you the exact amount of time. I don't remember it by heart. And they make this thing very hard to find, only because Only because, like, if you notice, look at the font style of their webpage. Everything that's big is just to capture your attention, but what they don't want you to really look at is like, how long do you have to be with it? Let's see. Yeah, with our limited premium, I get that. Where did they move it to? Because it used to be right on there. Like when you would go here, like say we went to the iPhone 15, it used to be right there where you chose the promo pricing, and then it would tell you like you had to be on the unlimited premium for like 6 months or 1 year. Because it fluctuates. Sometimes they do 6 months. Sometimes they do a year too. It just depends, and it's bound to your financial term or your purchase term that tells them like how long you're supposed to be on it. Let's see. Add that to the cart. Sorry, my internet's being slow today. Of all things today, it wants you to be slow. Go to the whole thing. There is a point where they have to disclose the information to you guys. Otherwise, everybody would be winning their their FCC complaint cases. Load up. Boost door-to-door free. Wow, today if I actually got the iPhone 15, I would only pay $271.99 before tax. Where's your guys' policy? Let me go back to their other stuff. That's their plan terms. They probably have it thrown in here. I just gotta find it. Wanted calls, boost app terms, boost protect terms, disaster, taxes, trade-in conditions, unlocking policy card, warranty user guides. This is the terms for the plan. I want to know the terms for the device. Hold on. This I can't show you guys, but I am going to look another way. Enter. Okay, let me grab this real quick. And I'll just copy paste this into the chat. Well, the chat won't let me put that many characters, but Okay, this is directly from them. So, if you must know, right? So any plan that you get from them, not any plan, but any device that you get from them, you would at least have to remain with that plan for 3 months. That's latest updated policy. 3 months. And then you can change. Just keep the account in good standings. Now, the 17 to 18 days could affect that time. Only because that's half a month. So, yeah. Other than that, I mean, that's pulled directly. So, yeah, for the most part, you get a phone that's, say I got the iPhone 16e. I had to be on the premium plan. I would just have to be on the premium plan for 90 days. Basically, 3 months. And then after the third month and I paid for that service, then I should be able to go in through the app and make a plan change. If not, I can contact Care and have them do the change for me. So hopefully that answers that question. Anyways, yeah, let me let me get out of this shopping cart for my wife. Is like, what were you trying to buy? It's like, I swear I wasn't buying anything. Was not trying to buy nothing at all. There, it says my card is empty. Okay. So it's 3 months. By their policy, it's 3 months. So they told you 9 months. Like you had to be on there for 9 months. I don't know about that. Come on, bro. Ah, okay. Hang on. So it depends on the device that you get. My source is telling me. Oh, 17 to 18 hours, sorry. 17 to 18 hours is not going to affect that. Not at all. Not at all. Okay. Cool. Back to work, genius. Okay. All right. So I got clarification. That's all I'm gonna go for. All right. This is an active person that's with them right now. All right. So it depends on the device. Most devices that they have a promotional deal on is going to be 3 months. So consider these devices to be like the Celero 5G, the budget option phones, right? You would have to be on the premium plan for like 3 months, and then you can switch to the lower plan, like the $25 plan. But if the promotional discount is high, so like the iPhone 16e, if you got that phone, you're going to have to stay on the premium plan for 9 months, not 6 months, 9 months. And the reason why 9 months is because the promotional discount is high. So in a way, they're kind of recouping some of the cost of the phone by just keeping you on the $60 plan versus being on the $25 plan. That's the idea behind it. Now, that's different because that allows you to switch your plan. That does not unlock your phone. Your phone is still 1 year. 1 year of service. Financial agreements must be paid off, and then you can network unlock the phone to take it to another carrier. That's different from being on their premium plan for 9 months. 9 months, you can downgrade to the $25 plan. Your phone is still network locked to Boost Mobile. It doesn't unlock. So I just want to clarify that. I'm not going to bug my friend anymore because he's busy. I'm pretty sure he thought that was pretty fucking random when I'm like, dude, clarify this right now with current policy terms. And I asked my question to him, and he kicked me back with, he was just like, yeah, 3 months, man. Then he hit it up like, unless you got a huge promotional discount, then it's going to be like 9 months. And I'm like, bro, you could have just threw that all in there at once. Anyways, yeah, that's directly from the horse's mouth. Yeah, so like how you see like this promotion is $599 for the iPhone 16e, but you get it for only $99, so you're getting $500 off. That's going to require 6 months of not 6 months, 9 months, sorry, 9 months of premium $60 plan. And then you can downgrade your plan. So all right, so what phone, Emmanuel, what phone did you get? If you don't mind me asking. Go back here. Let's go to 16, like just the regular iPhone 16, not the E, right? iPhone 17, iPhone 16. Did you get it at that deal where it's 700 and like the whole entire value 729? Oh wait, it just updated. $499.99. Review the details on this. FYI, did you guys know that the store-to-door thing that Boost Mobile is doing, they took that out of Sprint's playbook? Because Sprint used to go to people's homes and set up their devices for them. I don't know if you guys knew that. A lot of things that Boost Mobile is doing under EchoStar is a lot of things that Sprint did. And I don't know why they thought it would work. I mean, the store-to-door thing, that would work, but... yeah. Keep numbers starting at. Yeah, if you got it on a huge deal, the iPhone 16, if you had it on like a huge deal sale or whatever, then yeah, you gotta just finish the 9 months. You got 220 off. Yeah, that would make them choose 9 months because it's an iPhone. That's why. I mean, if you did the Celero, like if you did like the Celero 5G, this would be like 3 months. You would have to be on Unlimited Plus. But Plus 2, you can always look at it like this. If it says Unlimited Premium Plan, it's going to be 9 months. But if it requires you on the Unlimited Plus, which is the $50 plan, it's like 3 months. I know it sucks to be bound to a specific plan because you got a phone from the carrier that, you know, you got at a discounted price. It sucks. Why does the terms and conditions say 12 months? Because that's probably what they set it at. See, here's the thing, and this is one of the problems with Dish. This is why it gets confusing with you and why I understand what you mean by it's confusing. They change and update policies so quickly, and most of the time, like let's say you did this deal and they said 12 months on the $60 premium plan for $220 off an iPhone 16. Okay, let's say that. Say that was the deal. The day you got it, the day you agreed to all terms and conditions, that's what it was. And then a day later, they changed the policy to 9 months. And let's say like the rep notated the day that you bought the phone that you had asked that question. You had asked, when would you be able to downgrade your plan? So they told you 12 months, right? Yeah. The very shitty thing about it is that it's notated 12 months. The policy from that time said 12 months. So they can argue with you, even if the new policy says 9 months, they can say, well, you bought the phone before the policy changed, so you wouldn't be able to do the 9 month thing. What up, Anthony? What's going on? Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. And they do a lot of policy changes. They really do. I mean, when I was working with them, like every day, this is why reps have to check their email every day, because policies change when you go to sleep. So like, it sucks. It does, dude. I'm with you. I agree with you. Honestly, I don't think any of these phones should be network locked at all, period. You know, period. Because if you're going to finance a phone, you're going to be using your credit. If you're dumb enough to create this huge debt with the carrier and allow them to put a mark on your credit, then that's on you. But I don't think phones should be network locked, period. Cashier told me in September that he bought one for his dad, and it's been 9 months and he couldn't switch, and that the cashier that was done with that day, he doesn't know. Yeah, well, one thing that I don't do, I don't really go for device and policy stuff through store reps. There's a reason why, and I'm not hating on store reps or anything like that, but it's the absolute truth. Their only goal is to make sales. They have a quota that they have to meet. Okay, so here's the inside scoop. And this is not just Boost Mobile, this is every carrier. Okay, when it comes to store reps, you're not supposed to trust them, because their only goal is to make sales. That's the metrics that their work performance is gauged on. So if you work at like a Boost Mobile store, Verizon store, etc., right? And let's say like you can only close 5 sales a month, and then Joe Blow, who is energetic and happy to be at work every day, can close, 100 sales in a month, you're going to get fired. He said the cashier that was with you wouldn't know. They kind of know where to look up those policies, but sometimes they don't want to. Their only goal is to make sales. When you walk into a brick and mortar store for a telco company, understand that all they're going to do is make sales. The stores have been closed since December 2nd. Yeah, I figured. And because of that, anything that was said, anything that was promised, anything that was notated wouldn't be honored because the store is closed. Okay. With phone reps, the reason why when you contact phone reps and they're trying to save you from porting out is because that's what their metrics of work performance is based off of. I have, and it's still, when I think about it, it still breaks my heart. I had to take badges away from people and walk them off the property and let them know when they can come back and pick up their final check. All because, in 1 month they had 30 port outs under their ID tag. Because that's how they figure it out. If you were the last person to talk to a customer right before they ported out, you get hit with losing that customer. You may not have been the cause of it. You may have been the nicest person in the world to them and they loved you on the phone. But the guy that they spoke to before pissed them off and they want to leave. Even if it was that guy who pissed them off, you were the last point of contact with them. You lost them. That's the way that the company looks at it. And there was a month where like one of our best care reps at Sprint, who was really good, fast talker, really good, made people feel good, and was able to like keep a lot of people from porting out. In 1 month, he had a very bad month, and every person that he talked to, they left. And when they left, he got dinged and he got fired. So that's why. Like, I know you guys don't really want to hear that, and you guys are like, I don't care. When I say I want to leave, I want to leave. Yes, you want to leave. You're that adamant you want to leave. But remember, the care rep, their job is on the line. They're that adamant that they want to keep their employment. So they're going to fight too. Understand that. I mean, they can't spam the hell out of you with offers to keep you with the company. As a matter of fact, during the days of Sprint's retention, when I worked in that department, we were only allowed to offer 2 deals, and that's it. Because we didn't want to prolong the conversation or make the customer feel like that we were really binding them to Sprint. So yeah. I mean, the back office team would be able to look at the agreement. But again, there's no direct way to contact with back office. The only way that that's going to come up is if like there's like a big legal battle over something. Device unlocking is not something that's going to be a big legal battle, because if you're not within the parameters of being able to unlock your phone and take it to another carrier, you're going to lose that fight with the FCC right away. I don't know if they still do the email thing. We used to do that. We used to, whatever email that the customer put on file, we used to email them a copy of the terms and conditions and agreements that they agreed to. Because they don't print them on receipts, so wouldn't be on your receipt. Yeah, the back office would have it. Either way, if they told you March 21st is when you can do the changes you want to do, just go off of it. But also make sure that you had them notate it, because notations on the account cannot be deleted by customer care reps. They cannot. As a matter of fact, accounts aren't scrubbed for security reasons. That's why if you left Boost Mobile and say you used JoeBlow12345@gmail.com and you left Boost Mobile for like 5 years, and then you try to re-sign up with them and you use that same email address, and then it tells you there's already an account under that email address, they don't scrub them, because all the notations are there in case there's any like legal issues where they have to look back at a rep's notes. They can go back into that account and look at the notes and see what was said, at this day, at this time, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. So yeah, read the fine print. Oh well. Yeah, but even sometimes with Boost Mobile, their fine print can be their fine print today, and tomorrow that policy changes. But Boost is not the only one that does that, okay? I'll be honest with you guys. Verizon does that. They don't do it as often as Boost does, because Verizon's not trying to figure out where their footing is in the telco industry. Boost Mobile still is. They're not. That's just because Dish has no idea how to run a telco company. They don't. They do some of the dumbest things ever. But yeah, Boost is just they're trying. They're really trying. Bless their hearts, they're really trying. So it's my dad's phone in Spanish where they sent him some messages. Messages were sent in Espanol. If messages from Boost Mobile are coming in Spanish, just talk to a rep and let them know to update the preferred language in messaging contact, and they'll switch it, because Boost Mobile is very popular in Latin America, so they do cater on both languages. Okay, so if that's a problem, if you guys don't read Spanish, then you guys can get it changed. If you guys do, that's fine. Now, if you're saying that messages that are coming in to the phone from Boost Mobile that's in Spanish, but then when you contact, it's a totally different thing from a rep that is reading the policy in English, definitely point that out. They can translate it. I mean, the reps on their computer, they can pull a translation. Oh, your dad's phone's in Spanish. Okay. No, you're telling me a statement, but is there additional to that? Like, I mean, your dad's phone's in Spanish. That's how I'm catching it right now. So I'm sorry if I'm not picking up what you're throwing down. But you want to be a little bit more clear about that? As in a little bit here, I'm about to switch tracks from my experience with Boost Mobile and head into what I was also going to show, which was the blog being at the Phoenix Suns game last night and how the Pixel 10 took photos and videos. Actually, we're going to switch gears to that. So, anyhow, will I be remaining with Boost Mobile? No, I'm pretty much content with US Mobile's Dark Star. So I'm fine on that plan. I'm fine with T-Mobile Go 5G as my secondary. I'm good with the Elder Helium mobile line. I'm good with that as one of my backup phones. And then the Boost Mobile phone, that line I'm going to give to my daughter. She wants it because she's like, the next 2 months is going to be $10 for the plan. I'll keep it. Like, yeah. Anyhow, they pay their own phone service, getting them in the habit of learning how to pay bills. So they want their smartphones. They want data. They want to be able to get online and play Roblox and stuff like that. Well, they got to pay a phone bill, and they do chores. That's how they earn their allowance, which is like working a job. So part of their job is getting good grades in school and doing their chores daily. And they earn $20 a week, so they pay their own phone bill. They gotta learn how to budget and balance. Okay, so when I clicked on them, I think they were just to review or something. Is what I meant that by that due to saying how they could have sent a messaging agreements. Are you saying the messaging agreements were sent in Spanish? I would tell you this, if anything was sent to you where you clicked on the link and it was supposed to show like the agreement for the device, because they do that, and it's in Spanish, download it, screenshot it, whatever you want to do, and then run it through a translator. And then it translates. And if there's any discrepancies within the way that the agreement was stated in the Spanish version versus the English version, you'll be able to point that out. Anyways, yeah, so that's it. Boost Mobile's fine. Setting up service with them is fine and easy peasy. Their app needs a little bit more work, is what I would say, and hopefully their plans are competitive in the future. Anyways, I'm gonna switch tracks here. So I'm going to play the vlog. I'm gonna react to it, tell you guys what I think of the photos. You're more than welcome to critique the photos and the videos from what your visuals are. But I'm just going to show you guys, can you actually vlog with the Pixel 10? And so last night I went to the Phoenix Suns game where they played the Detroit Pistons, and I took only the Pixel 10, and I pretty much played around with like the zoom and everything like that. So that's what this is going to be about. So I'm going to start it right now. Just follow along. So yeah, there's my dorky self. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, bro. Leisure Leaf is my brother. So like my younger brother. If you guys didn't know. I'm doing okay. Actually, I'll message you later because yeah, we couldn't go out to the family in January. Well, earlier this month we couldn't go, but we are going in spring. So I gotta tell you the dates. But anyways, yeah. So I was waiting for my sister-in-law to come over because my nephew was coming to stay with my kids while we went to the Phoenix Suns game, and every video, every photo was all taken on the Pixel 10. I didn't bring anything additional. So, you know, walking through downtown Phoenix and everything, and you guys can see the light in the back. It's just really like kind of blows things out. But yeah, downtown traffic was a bitch. Literally was. And that dude on the scooter pissed me off so many times because like when we were going to the parking garage, we almost hit him twice. But yeah, this dude was pretty cool. He was just out there just kicking some flows and everything like that. So it was very interesting. Very interesting night. We were up in the nosebleed sections. So I was like, yeah, this is, I knew we got these seats just because my sister-in-law had told my wife about it. So I was like, oh, perfect way for me to test out like the 20 times zoom video to zoom in all the way onto the court. And man, the closer you get, I mean, it's clear, you can see stuff, but I do see a little bit of noise in the video, especially like in the dark areas or like the gray chairs. If you look at those, you can kind of see a little bit of noise. As far as for the photos, they're not as clear as they are in daylight or like in real darkness. Like when I was hiking North Mountain and I took a picture of the full moon, like the moon was clear in that shot. But in this one, yeah, just kind of panning around, and I decided to zoom in on the people on the other side. You guys can see what I'm saying right now, right? About it being a little noisy. It's not super crisp and clear. I expected that only because, you know, it's using a digital zoom and it's using AI to try to correct some of it. In that motion, yeah, that's AI is not at that level yet. But yeah, the Pistons took the court and they're warming up before the game starts. The Suns haven't come out yet. And yeah, so basically was just they did the I guess they're gonna call it their side of court. You had the sports news there doing coverage before the game started. And I zoomed in on them. So it was kind of funny. And then of course, like the crowd reaction. The crowd reaction was a little dull. It wasn't what I was expecting for a live NBA game. Of course, the theatrics for when the Suns come out. You know, it was a lot of fun. No, they can't say your agreement was more than 12 months. Because even then, if you were on a phone call with the care rep and they told you that your agreement was for 12 months, every call is recorded for quality assurance, and that's not like they pick a call and record it. Every call is recorded. It's also for record too, to know what the rep told you on the call. That way, if people make outlandish claims, like they say like, oh yeah, the rep was hitting on me and was being weird, they can know if the rep was really doing that or if you were just lying to get that rep fired by reviewing the call and listening to it. Calls are saved on a server for 3 months and is transferred to another server for another 6 months, and then it's erased. So they only hold them as long as close to a year. Anyways, yeah, these are some of the photos that I took too as well. Using the zoom, 5 times zoom is not bad, but when you go to 20 times zoom in photo mode, if there's not good enough lighting, it's going to be a little washed. Video, I would say, is not bad at all. That's pretty clear from where I'm sitting at, and then watching the little Zoomimals do their thing on the court. Of course, here zooming on the play. At the corners, I don't know if you guys saw that, but there's like a little weird effect that happens, almost like jelly, that I noticed. If they say months resets, do I have any ground with the FCC? Possible win? Yeah. If they say it resets. Oh, I felt bad for this dude because he would have won 10 grand if he had hit a half court shot. Felt bad for him because I really wanted him to win it. Like, somebody has to win and get good luck, you know what I mean? So I was just like praying he got it, but yeah, anyways. Yeah, that was the end of the game. Pretty much the Pistons lost. Dylan DeVillin was out there doing his thing too, but man, oh man, he wasn't hitting threes at all whatsoever. Of course, leaving the event. You know, it's night out, and this is a selfie cam. So it was these really annoying girls by the side and behind, and they were just, oh my god, their voices were just so annoying. And after that, because I was hungry, my wife and I, like, we got dropped off back at home. My sister-in-law left. We jumped in the car and went to grab dinner real quick before he had to go to sleep. So, yeah. Well, I think for the most part, if you're just like vlogging for like Instagram and stuff like that, it'll be fine. If you're trying to like, do like a professional vlog or anything like that, like, it may not hold up. In my opinion, it may not hold up. Unless you have like amply good lighting or like natural sunlight, it'll be fine for that. But if you're vlogging at night, it probably wouldn't be the best. It'll do great for the zoom, but for photos, no. Anyways, yeah, answer your question, Emmanuel. If they say that your month's reset, it has to be like 30 days. Like, they can't do it off 17, 18 hours. They can't say it's resetted because you didn't pay your bill. You paid your bill like 17 hours late. No. I mean, 24 hours? Usually there's a leeway where they give 2 or 3 days, so they would lose in the FCC filing. But really, it's how much that you push, and it's what you can prove. So always keep documentation of things. Keep documents of what was said, time, and when they notated it, because then the FCC can request it, like, show me the notes that was put on this day at this time when the customer, spoke to this rep. If you don't mark those, if you don't get note ID numbers, because every note has a specific ID number to it that helps another rep locate that note quickly. If you don't gather those things, then it makes it kind of hard to win your fight when you're filing a complaint with the FCC. Anyhow, so in the description is going to be my email. If you use Google Chat, you can direct chat with me on Google Chat. I chat with other people on there. I built sessions for people that wanted more of a discreet messaging chat service, but most people are not really using it, so I'm not very active on it. But most people have used Google Chat to directly message me. So if you want that, yeah, just you can do it by my email address. I'll put it in the, I think it's in the description. If it's not in the description, I'll add it in here once this live stream is done. But yeah, for the most part, on a daily, the Pixel 10 will do just fine. Is it downgraded from, other Pixels that have like a 50 megapixel sensor? Obviously, yeah, you can see that. Is it detrimental and so bad that it just, causes a freaking, like a meteor to crash into the earth and create this big ass calamity? No, it's not. Let's see, for September, my payment history shows charged 9/20/2025 and premium unlimited 9/20/2025, and on the Boost web it shows 9/20/2025 payment. Shows as a monthly recurring charge 9/22. So go by 9/20 because that's on the history, and on the web that's what it shows. So go by 9/20. Which is my daughter's birthday. Anyways, folks, yeah, that's it that I got for today for the live stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully that whole spiel about Boost customer service and the behind the scenes, hopefully that is useful information to other people out there. And if it was, great. And yeah. Oh yeah. And if you guys are more about the Pixel stuff, just go to my channel, Pixel Sideload. That's my dedicated Pixel channel, and you'll get all the Pixel content, your heart's content. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna jam out of here. So, you guys be pretty cool, be safe out there, all that stuff. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I love you guys very much. I'm kind of losing my train of thought. So #ADHD problems. because that happens to me quite a bit. I have ADHD, so it's really hard for me to stay on task sometimes. But I will talk to you guys later.